Our world is a shared experience, fractured by individual perspectives, yours and mine. Imagine if we could all understand each other. When I first started my career in magic, I was doing a lot of performing in restaurants, table-to-table card tricks, coin tricks, sleight of hand, and woo. You got a good seat for this. And this one night, I was on fire. I remember it. I was fast and funny. My moves were perfect. I was unstoppable. And I sauntered up to this one table, an elderly man and his wife, and I said, "Folks, would you like to see some magic?" And the man looked at me and he said, "Sir, I would love to see some magic, but I can't. Unfortunately, I'm blind." And I looked at him, really looked at him for the first time, and it was so clear he was blind. His eyes were glazed. He wasn't really looking at me. Anybody would have known he was blind, but I was so wrapped up in my evening, so lost in my world, I wasn't looking at him. I just saw two generic people, and I launched into my show. And I stood there, embarrassed, and that word was ringing in my ears, blind, blind, blind. And I had no choice. I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't have anything I can do for you, but if you come back again sometime, I promise I'll have some sort of magic I can share with you." He said, "I'll hold you to that," and I went on with my night. A few weeks later, they came back in. I recognized them immediately, and I panicked. I had completely forgotten about it. I raced back to the room where I kept my props, and I was thinking about every trick I'd ever learned, every book I'd ever read, something, anything I can do for this man. And then I remembered something obscure, an obscure idea, something I read a long time ago in an old manuscript. It's all I had. So I composed myself. I walked back out, and I said, "Hey, folks, my name is Brian. Would you like to see some magic?" And he cut me off. He goes, "All right, we're back. What do you got for me?" With a big smile on his face. So I asked his wife, "May I sit next to you?" And she said, "Sure." So I sat down, and I said, "Ed," his name was Ed. I said, "Ed, do you trust your wife?" He said, "Sometimes." I said, "Will you trust her now?" He said, "Sure." So I took out a pack of playing cards, gave them to her, and said, "Mix the cards, make sure there's no special markings on them." She said, "No, they're fine." I took Ed's hand, and I said, "I'm going to place a card in your hand. Do you think this is a red card or a black card?" And he said, "Red." And he was right. Put the next card, and he said, "Red." He was right again. I put the next one, and he said, "Black." Again, correct. His wife is getting skeptical at this point, and we keep going, red, red, black, black, red. He's getting all of them right. Red, black, red, faster, black, 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 red through the whole deck, black, black, red, every single one of them right at the end of it. Ed is laughing. He's howling. The whole restaurant is staring at us, and I turn, and his wife is weeping tears of joy. It was the most beautiful magic I had ever experienced. And a little bit later, I'm going to tell you how we did it. But the real secret of the trick, the real secret of magic, is understanding and taking on different perspectives, different points of view.